Well, hello, everybody. You know what time it is. It is time for the main viewer. We're going to talk about so much stuff. Against Anne Marie's wishes, we're going to talk about ranking Star Trek movies because everybody loves to rank Star Trek movies. We're going to be talking about, oh my goodness, we have Gorn, we have Enar, we have Klingons. What else do we have? Oh, we've got some game show. We've got exocomps, really?
Oh yeah, there's an exocomp news bit. Yeah.
We have game show news, right?
Love boat news.
Oh, that's what I meant. Whatever.
Well, it's game a love boat reality game show.
There's too much going on, everybody. This is a very big week. Everybody listening in, I'm going to let you in on a little secret that everybody already knows about. Melissa and I are wearing the same shirt. I mean, duplicates of the same shirt. No, we're not actually like squeezing into the same shirt. This was a mere coincidence. This was not on purpose, but we're very happy that it happened. Melissa Longo is here, everybody.
Hi, how's it going? Howdy, y'all.
We also have a very special guest who has joined us in the past. He's like a saxophonist. He does cool visual effects on his off time. He just does it for fun because he's that cool. He sat in with the Tim Russ band a few times. He rocks with them. His name is Andre Kottman. You can call him Andre Saxman or Kottman.
I like Star Trek.
Star Trek likes you back. Relief.
I like turtles.
More than turtles. It's good to be here, Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay. The crazy thing is I thought your last name was Saxman.
That comes up a lot. I'm like, nope, it's Kottman. But I play the saxophone and I make starships and watch a lot of Star Trek. My technology is knowledge is growing.
Oh, I like the technology. I like
Love it. His middle name is Goldsman.
Oh,
I wish.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, that's what they call a way homer. You catch it on the way home. Dr. Anne Marie Siegel is here as well. You know who she is.
Yeah, awesome. that girl.
Yeah.
Awesome
resident
girl.
Web crawler, associate producer of The Seventh Rule, The Walking Exclamation Point. She got a lot of titles. Also, I'm going to get this title right. Here it comes. The Dean of Arts and Sciences at Duke University, Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Hello. Always a pleasure to be on the main viewer.
Mohammed helped me practice that right before we went live. That's why I had to take a deep breath real quick. My name is Ryan T. Husk. I am matching Melissa Longo, if you could believe that, today. Let's see. Chris Gavin is here. Rose M. Kirby, of course. Chuck A. David Gregory, and so on and so forth. We see all of you. Wayner, Linda Anderegg, Faith Howell. Thank you all for joining us. J.R. Poole. Let's have a little bit of fun. Is that one of your creations, Andre, by the way, behind you?
This is the USS Basilisk. It has a sister ship too, which I'll put up later in the broadcast. But I do science fiction effects too, in addition to play music. But I do a lot of visual effects for films and things like that too. And then the rest of my time just goes into memorizing random Star Trek facts.
That's a beautiful design. That's a beautiful.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Yeah,
Picard era starship.
Incredible.
It's a fleet of small ships. I'll flash the sister ship up, and I have a third design coming too. So, and I'll tell you guys how you can see more of my art later.
Reminds me of a manta ray.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have you guys ever
weirdly
eaten
enough, like
Ray before? I have.
A lot of seafood inspired designs work their way into my starships. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely some manta inspiration here.
Oh, that's cool. Fun. So Resident Alien.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh no. Mohammed, David Gregory's making funny jokes in the live chat. He's saying Duke of Earl. Right. Anyway. I don't know.
He's not saying UNC. It's okay. Just kidding. Just kidding.
All right. So first things first, we have a bit of sad news. Anne-Marie will catch us up on that.
Oh, well, I think probably most everybody in the Star Trek world knows at this point that Doug Drexler's amazing wife, Dorothy Duder, who he lovingly calls Dorth, passed away this week. And it's just been an outpouring of comments and pictures and condolences. And Doug Drexler's been posting all of these memories and videos, and including like pictures on the Enterprise set where she did the food. She was the actual chef. So anyway, obviously we all know that basically our two favorite Star Trek celebrity couples are the Okudas and Doug and Dorth. And they always would go on double dates together, and they're like inseparable for decades. So Mike Okuda posted, I guess Saturday, that Samantha Christopher Reddy, she's an astronaut who like dresses up as Janeway on the International Space Station. She's amazing, and I interviewed her for her Women in Trek's book and project. Anyway, so she is on the International Space Station and took a picture of Doug and Dorth together, and then they have like Earth in the background, and it's just on a screen up there, and it's like the most beautiful tribute to this amazing Star Trek couple. And Doug posted immediately that he was crying when he saw it, and I think probably like the thousands of people who've been seeing this also had the same reaction. So wow. I mean, it doesn't get much more beautiful than this love story. And best wishes to Doug.
Everybody listening in,
beautifully said, Anne-Marie.
We pulled up the picture. It's really cool, really a beautiful thing. Doug and Dorothy.
It's like the most romantic thing ever.
Yeah. And they're out in space right now. I'll click on it so everybody that's watching can get a even better view of it. Dorothy and Doug up in space in the International Space Station. There's Earth. I'm assuming that's Earth.
It is Earth. It's Earth. Yeah, really sweet. Doug's such a sweetheart. Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, major kudos to Mike Okuda for helping sort that and get that posted everywhere.
Actually, and you touched on, and yeah, our heart goes out to Doug Drexler. He's not just a friend of the show, but he's the friend of Star Trek and the Orville and science fiction. He's one of those truly legendary people in the science fiction world. But as Anne-Marie touched on, Dorothy herself, right? Yes. Anne-Marie, can you tell us a bit more about what she did? Because
I mean,
you knew before anybody.
For forever. But my favorite of her Star Trek roles is like the arranging of food, cooking and arranging of food on Enterprise, because it really had to sort of like give a little bit of TOS vibes while also being the prequel to the shows. She just did it so beautifully. And I know there was always talk of her doing like an Enterprise cookbook. So I'm not sure if she had gotten started on that and if we can ever get some recipes from that. But she was just amazing, and they were such a wonderful couple, and both loved Star Trek so much. And I mean, it's always been evident that Doug was like the most in love person with his wife ever.
Totally.
And just like the biggest relationship goal in the world. So it's really heartbreaking. It's hard to see them not together.
So everybody, send your good wishes to Doug, or feel free to just find Michael Okuda on Twitter and just, comment it on the tweet itself to send
they share
your thoughts
everything
there. Yeah.
You're so sweet.
Right. Okay. Now, against everybody's wishes, you guys, we did promise very quickly that we would go through a ranking of all of the Star Trek movies. So everybody at home, give us your top 3 movies, Star Trek movies, in the live chat or in the comments below. What are your top 3 Star Trek movies? And give us a 4th if you want to give an honorable mention. But here they come.
I bet there'll be a higher agreement on bottom 1.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Should we include bottom 2 or bottom 1? Go ahead and add that if you want, you guys. If you want to sling mud, you go right ahead, but we are not encouraging that. So this first article here, I believe Melissa found this, right, Melissa? It's a fun one. This is from empireonline.com. And okay, this is just going to be, let's just get to it.
Okay. Now I have that carpet ad theme song in my head.
Okay. Every Star Trek movie ranked. What do you guys think is going to be number 13?
Star Trek 5.
Yeah. Star Trek 5, definitely.
Okay. Melissa, got to. Oh, wait, you already know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anne-Marie, do you have a guess?
Plead the Fifth.
It is Star Trek 5.
Yeah.
Hell,
Very good.
I actually love 5. And 5's
Right,
five's
it's
only
just
getting more
relative.
popular with Strange New World.
It's just relative. Doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It's just relative to the other 12. It's not as
Right.
strong.
Is anybody else
Outfit
excited
is
that we're
amazing though.
Mhm.
Oh, totally. And we're getting more Cybok. I mean, that's the most awesome thing. Like, I want to go back and watch Star Trek 5 just to get current on
Yes.
Cybok in anticipation of seeing him again in Strange New Worlds. I'm so stoked.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, like the TOS podcasts are going crazy with this news. I think Inglorious Treksperts just put out a Star Trek 5 like commentary, Enterprise incidents with Scott Mance. They're going crazy with the news. Like
Scott
I feel
Mance?
like it's
He's got a
gonna-
podcast?
oh, it's great. I'm listening to
I
it
love
while I
that
watch
dude.
TOS. It's
fun.
really good. They watch along, and okay, not to get too off topic, but every single episode they go back in the news of what was going on in the world the week that episode aired, so you can have like cultural context. It's like the only way to watch TOS now. It's really good.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody go check out Scott Mance's
Enterprise
podcast.
incidents.
I've never even seen it, but I know Scott Mance is
relatively
super
new.
knowledgeable and a great guy, so you know it's going to be a good podcast.
I love the-
real-
I love the
So educational.
I love the JR Poole when listing his top 3, describing as Contact, and the one with Kim Cattrall. It's like
I
Star
like
Trek
that.
6, of course, but that was
That
just a funny way of
works.
describing it.
Yeah, War Dog Heim says 2, 1, and 6. Anne Marie says
2,
6
1, and
and
6.
4, Baby. Wayner says Star Trek 2, 3, and 4. Oh, nice. Nice little trilogy
Oh,
there.
the trilogy.
Let's see. Faith Howell says 4, 6, and the 2009 one, right? Dave Mattingly says top 3, Wrath of Khan, Whales, and First One, and Galaxy Quest. Okay. JR Poole says Contact, and the one with Kim Cattrall. Yeah, you mentioned that one. Okay. So, okay, let's just fly through these. What do you guys think is going to be number 12?
I feel like if TMP hadn't had so much coverage, I'd say TMP maybe.
I think it. You know what I think? I think it's going to be Star Trek Into Darkness.
That's what I was thinking. That's exactly
Whenever
what I
I
was thinking.
see these kinds of lists of the original 6, 5 gets the most pooped on. Into Darkness gets the most pooped on, and Insurrection. People poop on Insurrection a lot and Nemesis a lot.
Which I don't even
Nemesis.
understand.
I don't
love
really get
them.
I don't really get the things for Insurrection and Nemesis, but people do poop on them. I don't know why. Like, they're fine.
Like Triumph the Insult Comic Dog.
Plus Tom Hardy is so amazing.
Oh, it is Nemesis.
Oh. I think people just didn't like Data dying. I think it's
Well, they
I
had
blocked
some
that.
harsh things to say about Tom Hardy, which
Is that
I
right?
think is completely wrong.
Really?
Oh.
He's great.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah, I like them too.
Yeah.
Oh, he's amazing.
My biggest thing was just the void at the end of the movie. It just seemed like when Data died, there was just nothing there. I thought Tom Hardy's performance was sensational. I
Yeah.
probably would have ranked
Mhm.
Insurrection here.
Mm.
Nah.
All right, number
No.
11. Tom Hardy was amazing in
Oh,
what was that?
Taboo.
What was that bear movie? The bear movie where the bear eats DiCaprio or whatever.
Oh,
know what you're talking
I
about.
saw that movie, but he was also
the Revenant, right?
yeah, yeah.
He was amazing in that. I didn't even recognize the guy. He can just
Well, and
transform
he was
himself.
amazing in Mad Max as well.
Right? Yeah,
Oh.
good knowledge.
and Peaky Blinders. He like freaking
Whatever the heck that thing is.
Oh, it's
Okay.
amazing.
Oh,
There we go. There's
And
Into
number
Darkness.
11 is Into Darkness. We knew that one was coming at some point.
Yeah.
And number 10, of course, everybody knows, is Star Trek 1, the motion picture.
That's
Number
surprising.
9.
I thought that film was great.
Well, yeah, it's popular because it was like the first one, and all the TOS fans are like, that's the one that started everything, you know?
It's very unpopular to like poo-poo it right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Number 9, and as Muhammad keeps reminding us, this is all relative. Just because it's the 10th favorite Star Trek fan or Star Trek movie doesn't mean that it's not better than most movies.
Also, like, this is on a site called Empire.
I mean, you can think of it this way. Like, think about the 13th best episode of Deep Space Nine. It's probably amazing, but it's still 13th.
True, that's a good point.
Well, I always find, no matter what site these come from, these ranking things interesting because it's all subjective. Everyone's going to have their own opinions, and it's just interesting to see why people come up with their particular list.
Mm-hmm.
So it is interesting the unanimity on Star Trek 5. That's fairly unanimity there.
Yeah, that's true.
I felt like
the key is to just not have an opinion on anything. Just don't have a personality. It works out for me. So number 9 is, let's pull this one up.
Drum roll, please.
How dare they?
It's going to be painful from here on out now.
Number 9 is Generations. I actually found that to be better than I remember it when I watched it again 2 or 3 years ago. I was like, actually, this is a really good Star Trek movie, I thought.
It's the plot hole with the Nexus for me. Like, he literally could have just gone back to the point before the Enterprise was destroyed and been like, arrest him. But I get not wanting 2 Picards. But no, anyway, I digress.
Okay, Andre, you just blew my mind.
Although Malcolm McDowell,
yes,
he was very good,
incredible in everything he does.
It's true,
totally.
Well said. Preach.
Everything.
So what we're trying to say, everybody, is
from
it was
Clockwork Orange to
fun.
Agreed.
That was a Kirk quote. That
you guys remember the College Humor video about the Star Wars versus Star Trek thing, where the Darth Vader character says that to Picard, like, almost as funny as Star Trek 5, and Picard's response is, we don't speak of the odd-numbered Star Trek movies.
Yeah, the odd-numbered.
But he looks so handsome there.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, number 8. Who do you mean? You mean Kirk, right? You're in love with Kirk.
Yeah. Okay. Still forever.
Number 8 is sadly Insurrection.
Donna Murphy.
He was great. I loved her.
I love Donna Murphy.
That reminds me, I have to buy tickets to go see her on Broadway soon.
Oh my god.
So good.
I'm so jealous.
That's exciting.
Speaking of exciting, number 8 is Insurrection. Number 7, any guesses? I'm gonna say
Search for Spock.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one. Number 3. That's my guess.
Although
too.
I never watched the last 2 new ones, so I don't know.
Because how could that one? That's the only one left that people really kind of hate on sometimes, you know. And we are correct.
Yes.
Nailed it. The Search for Spock, number 7. Okay, now this is where it starts getting tight because you have
now it's
2, 4, 6.
First Contact.
Yeah, 8.
Maybe Beyond will be next.
And then 11
Beyond.
and 13. I think Beyond too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Beyond. Here it comes.
Even though I loved Beyond, but still.
Nailed it, man.
I did
good
too.
at this game.
Yeah.
It is Beyond.
I really
So that
enjoyed
means
that one.
we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, and 11 left.
9.
Star Trek 2009.
Yeah.
That's probably
now it's like
one.
impossible. It's like, wow.
I think that's going to be
There's
number 5.
There are some amazing fan designs of the Enterprise A. I just want to shout out a friend of mine named Jimmy who does sensational artwork. He's another one in the community that's doing a lot. But yeah, I love the Kelvin universe. I'm really glad this movie got its due.
Yeah.
And they helped Star Trek come back.
Totally.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And her makeup is off the chain.
Yeah, that was good.
Jayla?
Also, there was this. Oh yeah, and there was like
Amazing.
this guy in 2009 on the bridge who was amazing, named Ryan T. Husk.
Oh yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah. Well, I stole the show a little bit. Not like the whole show.
Oh my gosh.
Just
you need a trading card.
If anybody wants to have some fun, next time you see Garrett Wong at a convention, Ask him what he thinks of, which one is it? Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh,
I've heard him talk about that. Yeah.
Oh no.
He has some things to say. All right, so we are in the top 5, everybody. This is it.
Ooh.
Top 5. Anne Marie's dancing. She's liking this article more than she thought she would. Okay, number 5. My guess is 2009.
I don't have a guess now. Now it's too hard.
Oh boy. The Voyage Home.
Oh, I'm surprised. Wow.
yeah. See, they were robbed.
Well, I mean, it is the one with whales. It's not that big of a deal.
Yes,
That's
it's
pretty
a huge deal.
It saved the whales in real life.
Whales are a huge deal.
More ways than one.
Yes.
How cool is it that we caught up with Mohawk Man too?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the coolest.
Andre, what's your favorite whale? Sperm whale or humpback whale?
It depends on my mood.
A killer whale.
All right.
Best answer.
Killer whale. Yeah.
Killer whale.
Shark.
Probably gonna go with the killer ones. Yes.
They're smart.
All right.
They're so
Yeah.
insidious. They're so treacherous.
Number 4, that one. Yeah, there it is.
Ah,
That's the 2009 one.
wow.
Turn Around.
Oh yeah.
Star Trek 2009. That's a fun one. It's pretty cool outfits. It's cool.
Can we get more Carol Marcus? I really enjoyed her performance in that, along with the
I agree.
USS Vengeance.
I was surprised that they didn't bring her back in subsequent movies.
Yeah,
honestly.
I don't know.
I was just like,
I hope they bring her back.
I like
Why
the
wouldn't
coloring
they?
on their uniforms.
Although Carol Marcus, can you show that picture again? Because Carol Marcus wasn't in 2009. She was in Into Darkness. So I think that
but
was
they're
a mistake
using
on
they're using the wrong picture. Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yep.
I was thinking that when you said, like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I was like, wait, that doesn't. Why are they showing her? For this?
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Because this
that's
is
from the wrong movie.
empire.com. Sorry,
Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah, there you go.
Aw.
We're
They're
not going to
very-
be the only ones
They're
to
very
notice
credible.
this. Okay, number 3, of course. There you are, the undiscovered country.
Oh,
I
that's my
love
personal.
that
Trek
That's my
6.
That's my number 1.
That might be my
1.
number 1 as well.
So
I saw
good.
it in the theater. It was the best.
Yeah.
I love Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
So we are down to the Wrath of Khan and First Contact.
Both were
For
Treks.
me, for me, it's easily First Contact, but I think a lot of people would say it's Star Trek 2.
How old is the author?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
That might be a way to tell.
Yeah. Okay.
If they're
Number
over
2,
45. then it's
First
gonna be
Contact.
No,
Boo,
don't-
this guy.
Over 45.
Yeah.
Well, also, like Paramount is paying big bucks to promote Wrath of Khan this summer because of the 40th anniversary, and they actually
Interesting.
just started this new tournament starting today on their social media, where like every day or so you vote for like who would win in a fight of villains, so that there's like the epic showdown with Khan by the end of the summer.
Boy, that is fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2 is First Contact, and number 1 is The Wrath of Cleavage Man. Star Trek 2.
Oh my gosh. It's so
He
fun.
told
Right.
us it wasn't a chest plate. I believe him. There was a controversy that
Right.
was a chest plate for years,
I
but
stab it.
Oh, really?
yeah.
And that looks like real hair to me.
Food on the
All
plate.
right. Anne Marie, what are we
And it
hitting
was
next? What's the
glistening.
most
Okay,
pressing
so like
thing?
I think
Real skin.
wasn't Ricardo Montalban in Love Boat?
Fantasy Island.
Yes.
Oh,
Fantasy
Fantasy
Island.
Island.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
get those two confused.
Yeah.
So instead,
I'm
we'll
Mr.
go to
Rourke,
Love
your
Boat.
host. Welcome to Fantasy Island.
I also saw him in Singing None this weekend, which I never realized that was him. But anyway, I digress. Okay, so I think we should go to Love Boat next, since I already got them confused.
The Love Boat.
So there's a new Paramount Plus show. I think it airs, I want to say October.
Is it called The Love Boat?
Okay, maybe.
Oh, this is written by Ian Spelling,
I
radical awesome
love.
Ian Spelling, and this is on heavy.com.
Yes. So he's doing this new feature every week, which is amazing, where he goes through the news and finds people who have been in Star Trek, and then like press releases of what their upcoming projects is, so that we don't have to miss them.
Wow.
So it's awesome. It must take so much work because there's so many people to follow. But this is one of my favorite announcements because obviously they're two number ones in new Star Trek who are married. Rebecca Romaine and then her husband, what's his first name? Oh,
Gary.
Gary O'Connell.
Gary. It's not Gary.
Jerry.
Oh, Gary. Yeah. And so obviously from Lower Decks and Strange New Worlds. So they're going to be co-hosts, and apparently it's like reality meets Love Boat. I mean, if it was any other like hosts, would have no interest, but now I'm going to be watching like every single episode religiously.
Okay, so real quick, this article reads, Star Trek and the people associated with the franchise are always in the news. Ain't that the truth? Some of the news warrants full stories, and some of it is better included in a roundup. This is that roundup, which is now a regular heavy on Star Trek feature, as Anne-Marie, you were mentioning.
Who I will also note wrote for like the Star Trek official magazines for decades. Before now, he is a wealth of knowledge. Okay, sorry. Continue.
No, you keep going. We got to get this guy on the show.
Yeah,
Ian Spelling, we know you're watching. We know your ears are burning right now because we're talking about you and raving about you. Come on our show. We'd love to have you.
Don't think he's not getting invited soon. He's the best.
Okay, and it continues. This week's roundup involves Kim Cattrall, Michelle Yeoh, Jordan Nardino, Rebecca Romaine, Graham Parkhurst, Alfred Woodard, cool, George Takei, and Jerry O'Connell. Well,
amazing.
We're gonna have to skip all those things.
Let me just give you a spoiler alert. Kim Cattrall's news is not that she's on Sex and the City, unfortunately.
Boy.
Well, that's a big part. It's a point of contention in my Sex and the City fandom.
Yeah, I've seen that online though. People are not happy about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody go check out that article because obviously we can't go over the entire thing. But basically, the news that we're talking about is this reality show Love Boat thing with the two first officers, two number ones. That's really cool. You guys consider them kind of like Star Trek royalty since they're married and they're both first officers?
I would say they're like another Star Trek couple that's going to be legendary, which is so fun to watch.
That's awesome. It's great.
Donnie Pearson mentioned Sliders. You got it, Donnie.
Oh yeah, I love Jerry O'Connell in Sliders. I thought he was great.
I liked him at Stand By Me.
Yep, with Will Wheaton.
Good knowledge.
Another Star Trek connection
so that's a good connection to our Will Wheaton story.
Yeah.
What's the Will Wheaton story?
So basically IDW is doing like an anthology comic book series. I guess the covers say 400. I don't know if that means like their 400th book or something. I'm not really that up on comic books, and all the articles like assumed that I would be to understand everything that was going on. However, what I can understand in the news is that Will Wheaton is in charge of writing one of the stories for this anthology, and he's going to be writing a TNG story that I assume is about Wesley. So I don't know that Will Wheaton's, I'm not sure if he's ever written anything before, but it kind of reminded me how Sirach pitched a story about Michael Jordan that we should on Deep Space Nine in a holodeck program.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that deserves an anthology story too, but it's definitely
what
fun.
Does
Sirach's pitch to Deep Space Nine that never made the cut for an episode.
Oh, because they could do that in a comic book and they wouldn't, but they'd probably still have to pay Michael Jordan for his likeness. They wouldn't have to pay him for a day of shooting, but they'd have to pay him for his likeness.
And his name.
Mm-hmm. And now they don't have Avery behind them helping get the set up. But yeah. Anyway, very cool.
Would be cool though.
But he did have other ideas.
Mm-hmm. So definitely so Will Wheaton was talking about it in his interview of how it'll be really fun to like delve into places that he thinks TNG could have gone, that he's been thinking about for decades. So, I think this might actually be a comic that I actually read.
How many
it's my takeaway.
Every week we ask, has anybody read any Star Trek
Apparently they're
comics?
Getting great. There was just one on, well, obviously we had talked about the Ferengi one that came out, but one that they just released is about our friend Linus. And there was like a Linus glamour shot on the cover.
Andre perked up with that one. I know
Yeah.
Andre's a big Linus fan.
I have a crush on Linus. I do.
Who doesn't?
Don't we all?
Yeah.
I would probably tolerate his snoring.
That green snot that he
He's so
sneezes.
cute. Yeah, I guess.
I've been reading the IDW comics about the Mirror Universe, like basically how Picard and the Galaxy class, like they steal it and break out of the Sol system and they start to take back the Empire. I think that IDW's done a really good job of like building that universe. I've always loved the Mirror Universe, so I kind of follow those plus the Discovery comics featuring backstories in the 32nd century.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you're piquing my interest.
Yes, it's good. I have them all like downloaded. Love reading them.
Ooh.
And we may have a gap here in terms of new. I mean, excluding Orville, we may have a gap here in terms of new Star Trek since we have Strange New Worlds coming up.
That kind of leads to the next thing, which is Lower Decks. So Tracy Newsome and Mike McMahon did an interview talking about how they're working on. They've already,
Newsome?
Tawny. Sorry. So they're doing can't read my handwriting. So they're doing season 3 and 4 right now, and they were talking about like what's to come. So Trek Movies surmised, first of all, that it will probably be released sometime in August, like it was last year. But there's some really interesting things in the article. One is that they're really working on world building, like potentially Klingons, but they really want to delve into cultures from the 90s TNG era that were like monocultures. And my favorite, they like did the example of like how they had already started like delving into exocomps. But one like tidbit that gets discussed and revealed in this article is that Peanut Hamper is back in season 3.
So, they announced that. They announced that in
goodness.
Mission Chicago too at the panel. That was in the clip they showed.
Which I don't know if we had ever like remembered to put that on main viewers. So now it's getting put on. And when you scroll down, they actually have artwork where it's just like a season 3 poster with only Peanut Hamper on it.
Oh dear. Okay, so everybody listening in, we've got this article. It's from our friends over at trekmovie.com. It's titled Mike McMahon and Tawny Newsome, aka Tracy, talk Star Trek Lower Decks season 3 and 4. It reads, the 3rd season of Star Trek Lower Decks is coming this summer with a 4th season already ordered by Paramount Plus, which in and of itself is big news. We definitely can't gloss over that. I think that is amazing that we've got a 3rd season coming very soon and a 4th season on the way at the very least. And actually, Melissa and I, again, are wearing our Lower Decks shirts to signify this momentous occasion, coincidentally. It continues. Speaking to Slash Film, Lower Decks creator and showrunner Mike McMahon said he likes having the opportunity to expand on what is known about different Star Trek alien cultures, like what was done for the Klingons during the TNG era to make them less monolithic. That's very important. He indicated more Star Trek aliens will be getting fleshed out in upcoming seasons of Lower Decks. That's really cool because, we don't want these monolithic, boring, homogenous kind of races. We like to really dig in deep and get to know more about them. I think that's always super fun. Anyway, it continues with this quote from Mike McMahon. It reads, and so as they build out those monocultures into something that's more textured, that's what I like to do about it. I like to be like, okay, let's take Exocomp. We saw them in one episode. What if we started to build them out? Like, where could they have gone? What are more textures of them? And actually, you'll see some of that in season 3. And even if we're writing season 4, there are some major Star Trek planets where I'm like, let's go there. We've never been there. Let's check this out. Let's see what it's like. Getting to do that, but still telling stories about likable, fun, respectful, science-driven Starfleet officers, kind of like you get to write real Star Trek while having fun and telling a story while you're doing it. It's just a blast. Okay, so from here, we can just tell always over and over again that Mike McMahon is a huge Star Trek fan, because just reading that quote from him shows that this is like a sandbox to him, or and he's just playing on the jungle gym. Like, okay, well, what about exocomps? What about this planet? What about that planet? Let's visit there. Man, can you imagine?
I like how they've done that too in the previous seasons too. Like when they went back to the planet that had the Landru people with the coming back to like what happened since then. They went back to worshiping Landru again. What? Really?
That was
hilarious. I love that they come back and add humor too. It's a great combo.
And you can really tell too that he's a true fan, because he really just dives in and puts all those canon nuggets, just sprinkles them all over the episodes, and with love. Like I love it. I love what he's doing with Lower Decks, and I'm glad that he's going back to kind of redeem some of these like alien races that maybe would be one-offs, or we had a one perception of them. I'm so looking forward to what he's doing next.
And he's revived the plate trade, and then that like there's a Instagram account that follows. They like follow weird Star Trek merchandise that makes no sense. And somebody posted like a first contact bubble bath. Remember those like bubble bath jars that like bottles they would sell at like Shopko or Walmart with cartoon characters on them? So they were actually selling a line when First Contact came out with Borg shaped bubble baths, which is so hilarious that Lower Decks did data shaped bubble baths. It makes no sense, but they existed. I love it. He's amazing. And speaking of Klingons, it's Ronald D. Moore's birthday. We'd be remiss if we didn't mention.
Yes, happy birthday to Ronald D. Moore of Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, and For All Mankind.
And Outlander.
Ooh, that's such a good show.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my God. I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Outlander?
For All Mankind.
For All Mankind is just incredible.
I was going to say, Outlander is amazing.
I haven't seen Outlander yet, but a lot of people say good things about it. How do you like it, Melissa?
It's great. I just I've been catching up, and I just saw a scene that made me not want to look at the TV.
I'm not watching this season. I heard there's a lot of torture.
Well, no, this is I'm way behind. I'm only on season 2. I'm just like okay.
Is it graphic? What's the deal? Scary?
The torture is a little difficult to take.
Like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but
sometimes
it's
lasts
hardcore.
Longer. There's a
hardcore,
really hardcore scene in Outlander that's more hardcore than anything I saw in
I'm listening.
You wouldn't say that if you knew what it was. It's a very...
If it's the one that I think you're
with a child, yes.
Oh no, then I haven't. No.
You know, Ira Steven Bear
was burned alive. I mean,
this is worse what's done to him, but they get out of control. But it is good.
Yeah, sounds great. Good pitch. But just to finish off on Lower Decks, you did mention the poster, so we will show that poster now. Everybody that is watching, check this out. Everybody that's listening in, we will describe it to you. It is Peanut Hamper flying through space
with his uniform
through some debris that is in the shape of the Star Trek insignia. But
is his uniform still on? I can't tell.
Yep, it is. Yeah, with the looks like wait, 3 pips. How can it be a commander?
One's just corn.
Corn.
Piece of corn.
The best is that, like, in the 90s, of all the episodes of like all the species that you ever thought would have their own poster,
never would have thought. Yeah,
that or like the Christmas tree aliens and ugly bags of mostly water. Like,
and that the pack leads are the big heavy.
Yeah,
I think they called us the microbrain.
Microbrain.
Yeah.
So Lore got dumped out into space. Now Peanut Hamper's been out there for some period of time too. So it should be interesting to see how Peanut Hamper changes.
Oh, scary. That's scary. What if he becomes a crystalline entity?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
I think Peanut Hamper gets evil.
Totally.
For sure. Already decided on
that
road.
Poster kind of looked a little ominous to me. It'll be the next Badgie. It'll be this season's Badgie.
Totally.
Maybe I'm trying to think of, he has to connect with some other, maybe he'll join the Binars. Like that. I don't know.
Oh, I love the Binars.
It'd be kind of cool to see the Binars again. Definitely.
And if you want to be buying our shirts, you can go ahead and check out our online store. No, I'm just kidding. Trying to see if we can make Melissa laugh, but she was focusing on the live
plug.
chat.
Okay, so where do you want to go next? Which
Melissa,
series?
Melissa, you're gonna walk us through this this Klingon hijinks, if you would.
Oh, I am.
I think so, unless I'm wrong.
I don't think I shared that one.
Oh, the Trek movie?
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, you both did. You and Anne-Marie. And well, this is over on our friends over at trekmovie.com.
Which one though? They're two series are talking about bringing back Klingons right now, right?
Oh,
No,
I don't know
just
about that. I
one,
only know
but
about
two
Strange
different
New
ones.
Worlds.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yep.
So trekmovie.com tells us that Klingons are hinted to return in Star Trek Strange New Worlds season 2. And they've been murmuring about this for, feels like a couple weeks, right? A week or two. I don't know when this news came out.
I've been dreaming about it for years.
June 29th. And it reads, the second season of Strange New Worlds should be wrapping production soon. Actually, we can update that and say that, that it just has.
Really fast. And they put fireworks on their AR wall to like mark the occasion of the season wrapping. And that's so cute. Okay, sorry.
On their what?
On their AR wall.
Yeah.
They had a virtual party. It was really pretty.
It's cool.
I love the big picture of Mary Chifo at the top too of that article.
I know. We've been using her back for years.
I hope they had an AR memorial for Hemmer because I'm still sad about that. I'm so sad.
Oh, we're getting to that after this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's, please, definitely.
Yeah. So it reads, the second season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds should be wrapping production soon, and we have been getting a few hints about what's in store. And now a couple of actors are dropping more hints. Klingons and Mbenga. In his appearance in the latest episode of The Ready Room, Babs talked about what is in store for Dr. Mbenga in season 2, and he dropped this clue. What we'll see in the next season that we are already shooting is essentially exploring another side of Dr. Mbenga, a darker side of him. We can say it's an exploration of his contentious relationship with the Klingons. What? Klingons have yet to appear in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, while Babs doesn't come out and say that we will see them in season 2, it is certainly implied. Klingons have been mentioned a few times, including by Pike, who interacted with Klingon Chancellor L'Rell, because you're worth it, during season 2 of Star Trek Discovery. And it was on a Klingon planet where he learned his future fate. While Pike and the USS Enterprise did not participate in the Klingon War, it's likely members of the crew are veterans of the war, and this could be the source of the contention with Dr. Mbenga. Okay.
And time crystals were involved.
Yeah, here it is. They've got an image of Kenneth Mitchell as Tavanik or Tavanik?
I think it was Tanavik.
I thought it was Tanavik.
Tanavik, right?
Tanavik.
That's why it didn't work when I said it right. Tanavik, you're right.
Yeah. Eastern European.
Little misspelled here. They'll fix that. And Anson Mount as Captain Pike in Star Trek Discovery. That's right. Our good buddy Kenneth Mitchell has played Kull and Tanavik. And who was the third one? It was like
Kor.
No.
Or it was like Cole, the father of Kor. I think he was Kor's dad, right? Or related to them somehow.
I don't know, but I thought his raves were always Kor.
No, they're
I think it was House of Kor.
Then why is it
Cole
called
in the House of Kor.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the House of Kor.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's correct. Cole, House of Kor, and his party said Kor. But he wore the hat that said Cole, and then he made the motto that said Cole, keep on living, which is fucking amazing and beautiful. But he played a third character.
The third character was the scientist in season 3 of Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, at the very end. That was good stuff.
Thank
too.
you, biology science consultant, Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Yeah.
Happy to help.
So
Anyway,
that's like interesting news. Like, what was it with the Klingons and Dr. Mbenga? I love him so much. I can't wait to hear and see.
It would be interesting to see like what they build on it. It could be one of those things where
Kirk style.
Yeah, it could be something where like they find a sick Klingon and he's refusing to help it. I mean, that'd be sort of a typical old Star Trek thing. It'd be something along
Kind
those
of
lines.
in the vein of Enterprise.
Yep. They've had Voyager episodes like that too.
Or like Worf and the Romulan.
I guess Voyager one was the opposite, where the B'Elanna wouldn't let that Cardassian
doctor
exactly operate on her.
Oh, that episode's amazing.
Because of the Maquis.
Exactly.
Well, because he had done war crimes and like
Yeah, both.
And the
Both
Maquis
y'all.
was anti-Cardassia.
Yeah, both of y'all right.
the other character I was trying to think of was Cole Shaw.
yes.
Right, that's what I was
Cole
trying to remember was Cole Shaw. I just had to look it up. I knew it had Cole in it, so he plays Cole. He plays Tanavik, but he also played like Cole and something else. It's Cole Shaw. Something I had forgotten though is that he was also in Star Trek Lower Decks. Bringing it back to Lower Decks, he played Black Ops Officer 2, Romulan Guard 1, and Twerk Captain in the episode Veritas. Maybe it's pronounced Twerk, but let's call it Twerk.
I was going to say, wait, twerking? I've never seen twerking in Star Trek. This needs to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like it may have happened in Lower Decks by now.
If it happened someplace, that would be the place.
Right. That would definitely be the place, Lower Decks.
Yeah. Okay.
And wasn't he the dad of Captain Marvel?
Yes, good knowledge.
Was he?
That's exactly right. Yep, he was in the flashback scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Good knowledge.
Yes, very nice.
Lisa.
Very good. Very
And he
good.
played Aurelio on Discovery. The forum has been all over this.
That was the scientist.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't remember his name.
Mhm.
Yep.
Somebody
DJ
wrote
Kitty
it in
Cat.
the live chat.
Ah,
Oh,
Very good.
yeah.
But I want to talk a bit about Dr. Mbenga there, because we know that he's going to do something, presumably, that's going to demote him.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because, right? I mean, right now he's
Okay.
chief medical officer.
Whoa, right.
But when we see him in the original series, he is no longer the chief medical officer. So is this going to be what demotes him? I say probably
That
not.
was brilliant.
I don't think he's going to get demoted in the second season. I think he's going to get demoted in the final season of Strange New Worlds, whatever that happens to be. If season 2 is the final season, then okay. I feel like he's going to do something that's going to get him demoted in the final season of Strange New Worlds, maybe some kind of sacrifice. And then it's going to leave us.
Yeah, but look what they did to Hemmer.
we know he's actually
I
getting
know,
demoted though. I mean, since like he's not, I know he's not chief medical officer, but he still appears on it. But like maybe he like just goes to another ship and is just on sabbatical on the Enterprise a couple of times we see him or something like that.
Wasn't there
That's
talk
what I was
about like
thinking.
the pips on his collar or something back
that I
when they
don't
were
know.
showing the promo pictures? I'm not sure. I'm really bad at pip
Gotcha.
pip titles.
I was just
I
trying to think
thought I
if,
heard somebody say that.
yeah, I also don't know if chief medical officer is the kind of thing that you keep permanently. Is that like, I'm thinking like, so like in universities, you have a
Great
department
question.
chair, but you don't necessarily, you're not always department chair. You can stop being department chair at some point. And it's not like you're demoted. It's just, you no longer have that title.
Maybe Spock called him back to help. I mean, McCoy called him back to help Spock in that particular instance, and Mbenga came aboard. It just wasn't explained, but that's how my brain has been reconciling it.
Mhm.
But
He
it'll be
got
interesting to see
commissioned-
how they
but
handle it.
Yeah, like he got commissioned to another ship, but because of his
Yes.
relationship with the Enterprise, he was called back in to
Mhm.
help.
Entirely
Yes,
Yes,
possible.
exactly.
We don't know that he gets demoted. I don't know that. I guess I'm looking at it from a writer's point of view, which is if you have this thing to where you're starting here and you know that theoretically he's lower there. For me, if you want to write something fun or creative, like me personally, I would think, okay, cool. That means something may have happened, something dramatic, something, maybe he breaks some kind of rules or he goes against everything and he saves everybody, or there's something that could be there, but it could be something just as simple as what you guys are saying, which is just like doesn't have to be that big of a deal.
Or it could be a little bit of both. Some residual of losing his child, which is a traumatic experience, even though he gets closure, that doesn't really go away. And then maybe he gets reassigned because it's too difficult to remain on the Enterprise.
Linda Endrig mentions in the chat, chief medical officer is usually a temporary position at hospitals.
Oh, good knowledge
I
there.
always thought that when number one becomes captain, if she gets assigned another ship, that some would choose to go with her. So maybe Mbenga chose her and then comes back to the Enterprise. So I'm wondering, that's what I was hoping would happen to him, but
my son Adam was actually pointing out just the small number of characters who are still going to be in, for example, presumably in the next episode, who we know can't die. Because he was basically going through it. He's like, well, we know Mbenga's good. We know Pike is good. We know Spock is good. He's going through everybody. And it pretty much comes down to like Ortegas. I mean, even Kyle, we know.
Well, we know Ortegas isn't dying because she put out an article in an interview. There's an interview written up with articles saying that season 2 is going to develop Pike and Ortega's friendship more. So she's at this point, she's luckily not going anywhere at least this season.
So everybody's locked in at this point. I mean, La'an isn't there presumably for the next episode based on what we just saw, but and the Hammer's gone. I guess number one could theoretically die because we don't know.
What do you mean about La'an?
La'an is taking a leave of absence.
Yeah. I guess number one could die. That's the only one who could die.
No, because you're right. Because this happens after the cage.
Exactly.
Right?
That's the only one who could die actually, besides Ortegas.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, Ortegas and La'an too could die.
Yeah, I was just thinking because she's not there right now.
Number one, right?
Yeah. This is all credit to Adam, my son. Kyle, we know is good.
Die. Yeah. He's got
Chapel.
plot armor there.
Sam Kirk can't die.
Sam Kirk can't die yet. Yet.
Exactly.
Yet.
He was so annoying.
You see, he apologized for that on Twitter.
Oh my gosh,
there's some comment on Twitter that was like, epic. Sorry.
And then everybody who starts like complaining about Sam Kirk to him, not realizing it's the actual actor who's like doing the tweet, and then he would respond to all of them being like, yeah, that guy's the worst.
That's hilarious. I love that.
Some people still didn't realize, and it would like continue, and they'd be like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, and they'd be like, where'd they even find him? Oh my gosh. And then some people like pipe up like, have you not checked like who plays him on IMDb? It was just really funny. But is this a good time to show the Noah?
Wait, hang on. I'm looking for the tweet from Dan Gianotti. Here it is. So everybody, this is the tweet to which we are referring.
It's so funny.
His name is Dan. Looks like Dan Gianotti.
That was the one.
Like that. The original tweet was by Astro Johnny that says, "Why are they trying to make us dislike Sam Kirk?" And his response in a quote tweet is, "I don't think the writers are trying to do that. It's just that the actor himself is so unlikable." And then Anne Marie Siegel says, ha. Just when I couldn't be a bigger Sam Kirk fan.
This made me such a big Sam Kirk fan when he pinned the tweet. It was so hilarious.
Even Larry Nemechek jumps in. He says, "So, Dan, have you had discussions as to whether Sam is married, partner to Orellan yet?"
Yeah. She died in the same episode that he dies.
Okay, got it. And if she is back home and had son Peter, actor Craig Hunt, this guy is.
Wow,
Larry Nemechek has too much knowledge. This guy. Jennifer Green says, "Yeah, I'm not really digging him either, but love everyone else." And Dan responds, "I know, right? Such a great cast. How did that guy get in?" He's totally trolling himself on Twitter. I love it.
It's so funny. Brilliant. I thought his last name was French. No?
It looks Italian to me. Gianotti?
No.
I think that the word
and then an I.
I read it wrong.
If it's French, it would be Jeannot. Yeah, it could be French. Jeannot.
I think he's actually maybe from French Canada. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm a major fan of him after this.
Yeah.
I love that Sam Kirk is in the show. Like literally, we only ever saw him when he was dead.
Yeah.
So this is great.
I know
And
I've heard
as
it
and as William
before.
Shatner himself too.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so can we show the Noah AK tweet and then we have things to discuss about William Shatner? And I'm not just saying that because I love
One
him.
moment, please. One moment, please. I know this is like the 9th request we've gotten to talk about Noah and Hemmer, and we will get to it.
That tweet.
We're just going to keep teasing and teasing and teasing. But let's see. Donnie Pearson does say that it's pronounced Janot, so that would be the French pronunciation. Janot is how it'd be pronounced, in French. Okay. So David Gregory says, with the rebel yell, I want Mo Mortegas. Pretty clever. Some sounds like I'm the only one that listens to Billy Idol.
Billy Idol.
No.
Okay. So fine.
Yeah,
Andre's been demanding it. Anne Marie's pounding her fist. Here it is, everybody.
I have a checklist to get through.
Noah AK, who everybody knows played Rin in Star Trek Discovery. He played it beautifully. He's also a friend of the show. He's been on Virtual TrekCon.
He's also from Andor.
He's joined us on the 7th Rule as a guest to review an episode of Deep Space Nine. Great
Super
dude.
fan friendly.
Such a nice guy.
Totally. And he's played the Andorian Rin, of course. So he tweets out, and everybody at home, spoiler alert, if you are not caught up on Strange New Worlds, earmuffs for the next, minute or whatever. But you've probably already heard. So here it is, spoiler alert. Noah AK tweets out, at Bruce Horak, I feel you, bro. And everybody knows, of course, Bruce Horak is the actor that plays Hemmer. And it was just cute because you've got an Andorian that died saying, man, I get it, to the Enar that died, their brother races. So we're going to go give those some likes.
Yeah. Oh, I love this real-time liking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I just got an alert that Virtual TrekCon liked my...
Okay.
I guess I don't know the actor who played the Enar who died in that Enterprise episode. The one who was driving the Romulan remote ship. I don't know who that actor was, but that'd be another one.
Let's ask everybody in the live chat right now, which was the more shocking death to you? Was it Rin or Hemmer? Which one shocked you the most? Which one kind of you weren't expecting, or it made you the saddest, or you thought, no, it couldn't be? Which is the one that got you? Tell us in the live chat. Is it Rin from Discovery or Hemmer in Strange New Worlds? What do you think, Andre?
It was Hemmer. I was already kind of yelling at the screen, but when I was like, no, y'all better not kill him. And then he goes over the cliff like Sigourney Weaver and Aliens, and I was so unsettled. Was not ready. Most interesting character in Strange New Worlds for me, and they killed him first season. I am in tears. But it was great. I loved it. I mean, it was, I just, hopefully they'll bring him back. They need to bring him back, please.
Most interesting new character. Wow, that is a bold claim.
Yeah. Finally, we see an Anar on screen in some length. The character's really interesting. Bruce Horak is killing the role, like, entirely. And he's the mentor for Uhura. Like, I love this man. I have a Hemmer and Ortega's crush. I will say it.
Yeah, that's what my son said. He said those were his favorite too. Hemmer and Ortegas. He said that right before Hemmer died too. I'm like, no.
Oh, the collective sigh I felt it too. Yep.
Anne Marie, what was the most shocking death of those two to you?
Oh, Hemmer. It's like main cast. I mean, it was the most shocking death in Star Trek since Tal Shiar, I thought.
Yes.
And
wow.
And Jadzia?
Good catch.
It's just, it's so, I mean, I guess I'm less shocked with her because she's Trill, maybe in a way.
Okay.
But, well, just because there's a way to like bring, there's a way to bring back Dax. Like, this was crazy, season 1, and especially Hemmer was like so built up, and
Yeah.
It worked out a lot.
Yeah, it's very shocking. I know that there's, like Davey Perez said on the show last week on Seventh Rule, like Bruce Horak will be back, but nobody's saying specifically as Hemmer. So it's like, is it Hemmer or is it Jeffrey Combs style? But I really like the fan theory that because we don't see his dead body, which I always am suspicious of in Star Trek, like, and he can tolerate cold weather, maybe when he goes outside, the Gorn babies can't, and so somehow he survives.
Right, because the Gorn hate the cold, so maybe the babies like died, the baby eggs or something. That's very possible. Now, what you referred to super quick was that on the Seventh Rule, everybody at home, check out the most recent Seventh Rule episode reviewing Strange New Worlds, episode 9, with Davey Perez, which is really cool. He wrote the episode, and he also wrote episode 4, was it? I believe as well, Memento Mori. And he did tell us, and I think he chose his words wisely. He didn't say Hemmer will be back, although it's entirely possible. He said that Bruce Horak's relationship with Star Trek is not over, something to that effect. Yeah. So maybe Bruce Horak will come back as a different character in Lower Decks. Maybe Hemmer will survive and they'll bring him back. Maybe Bruce Horak will play a Klingon in season 2 of Strange New Worlds. I mean, it really could be anything, especially when an actor is behind that much makeup. You can have him coming right back in a ton of makeup again as a different character, and no problem. Everybody knows Jeff Combs made quite a killing doing that.
It could be his twin brother Hummer, like, you know how they had like Torek and Vorik.
Yes,
right.
Totally.
I would love that.
That's a great comment.
Awesome.
Okay, Melissa Longo, which death shocked you more of Rin and Hemmer?
Hemmer was a complete shock, and I cried.
Oh,
yeah. And then we lose La'an, and I'm like, okay, dudes, you're not winning brownie points here.
Is it a bigger shock than when Seska died? I'm just kidding.
This guy, Muhammad's like, I'm going to get everybody. Nobody's getting by me.
I'm totally
and Jadzia was a shock for me too.
Yeah,
when I first saw it back in the day.
Suitor. I'm just kidding.
La'an Suitor.
La'an Suitor.
Well, La'an, we know La'an's sure to come back, right? I mean, she might even be back in episode 10, but probably more likely she'll come back somewhere in the first couple episodes of season 2 would be my guess. And, you know, shows, I think it's really cool when shows do that or books do that. There's kind of like towards the end of a chapter or the end of a book, things kind of blow up, you know, characters die. You know, for me, the most famous and memorable example of that is the end of the Fellowship of the Ring in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, when what was the final chapter was called The Breaking of the Fellowship, right? You have 2 of the hobbits getting taken away. Boromir dies. Gandalf is gone. Suddenly, I remember when I was a kid, I was like, what? You know, I'm like 13 or 12. And I'm like, everybody's dead. Everybody's captured. There's the 3 heroes left. There's Aragorn and Gimli and Legolas, of course, Anne Marie knows. And they're just going to run for 3 weeks. They're just running for 3 weeks. And then Gimli's like, well, I can't run that fast, but I can run forever. We're very sturdy. Anyway, you guys, I know you're loving hearing about this, but ever since then, I've just loved it when a show or a book or a chapter or something ends with kind of seemingly extremely bleak, you know, people die or people separate, people leave. And then it just makes it kind of gives you more character development of the characters that are left, you know, because then you're kind of hanging on to them and they're surviving through that. So that can be a very cool thing.
But La'an was my favorite, so.
Then you're going to be so happy when she comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie's not.
Who was your second favorite? Hemmer?
No.
Okay, good.
Remember when they killed Dr. Culber suddenly and the fans were all like outraged, like, why did you all kill him? And then they brought him back. I'm kind of secretly hoping that this is maybe the same thing for Hemmer. Like, oh, fans really took to him. We'll bring him back somehow.
But in a more plausible way.
The one like really interesting difference between this death and any of the other deaths is that like they went in, they hired him knowing that he would be killed
Yes.
already.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
those
it's really
cliffs,
interesting.
I don't know who can survive a fall like that. I mean,
There could have been a bird flying under there that caught him, like Falcor on the Neverending Story.
okay.
Or there was a transporter thing we didn't see after he fell so far.
Or someone could have those rocket boots from Star Trek 5.
Oh God.
Who had just been camping on the surface. And like
Stephanie's not in the live chat, but I have to toss out Trip Tucker as one of the others, like startling deaths too.
Yeah.
Startled
a lot of us, and it was so sudden.
That one is a fake death.
It also never happened. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
I'm
guys.
with you.
Holodeck.
By the way, Trip Tucker did actually die, everybody. So Faith Howell in the live chat says, Ryan, you are my favorite LOTR plus Star Trek. See, she gets it. Faith, you get me. You get me. Wasn't the last chapter in Fellowship of the Ring, the book, The Fellowship of the Ring, wasn't it just like mind-blowing when you first read it? It was like, okay, everybody's looking at me like, shut up. But it is. It's the best book series ever. Muhammad, was this the most shocking death, or sorry, which was the most shocking death of the two? Rin in Discovery or Hemmer?
Definitely Hemmer. I mean, I loved Rin, and I was sad when he got killed off too. But I mean, Hemmer was definitely more like, whoa, what?
Linda Anderegg says, ugh, I watched Trip die last night, but she did say die in quotation marks because we're still hanging on to that hope that is not real. DJ Kitty Cat says, boo, Ryan. Just in fairness, I'm mostly just trolling people. I don't want him dead either. I love Trip, love that character, love Connor Trenier. So if there's any way Star Trek can bring him back, you know they will, and we will be very happy for it. You got something for us, Melissa?
Well, I was going to say not just a la Jeffrey Combs, but Kenneth Mitchell, too, who played multiple characters on Discovery.
Totally. Good point.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Vaughn Armstrong, all kinds of people.
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is when you start IMDbing all of the one-off characters in Star Trek episodes, and you kind of look at them and you go, wait a minute, this guy was also in Voyager, and he
Tracy
was also
Coco.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of my favorite is Rekha Sharma's in 5 episodes and dies in 3 of them.
Yes.
As the same character.
It's hilarious. Oh, we missed a boat right here. When Muhammad said Rin, or what'd you say, Hemmer, we should have been like even more shocking than and come up with something like what he did to us.
Sorry.
I'm actually going to go against the grain. I'm going to say Rin was the more shocking death because we didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. Like it was just kind of didn't she just kind of just go like bang and kill him? Like it wasn't. Whereas with Hemmer, you kind of start to see it step by step. Like, is he going to die? No, they're going to save him. But it looks like he's going to die. No, I'm sure it'll be fine. But they're crying. They wouldn't cry unless he's going to die.
Stop saying you've already figured out the meaning of your life. That sets you up for being able to depart.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very Game of Thrones moment is, same thing with Arium. Whenever they have like this breakthrough moment, they're gone. Lieutenant Commander Arium.
That was good because they made us like, the character was kind of barely used up until the episode where she died. But then when the episode where she did die, they developed her so much and made you actually feel the pain for it.
Okay. According to the live chat, I think it's safe to say I'm wrong. Oh wait, Melissa and Muhammad are the ones voting. Like the first 2 votes say Muhammad says Hemmer, Melissa says Hemmer. You guys are well, no, but everybody else says Hemmer too. Dave Mattingly says Hemmer. Faith Howell says Hemmer. One Trek fan says Hemmer for sure. Faith Howell says also Rin died. Nope. Dave Mattingly says hashtag Hemmer lives. DJ Kitty Cat says Hemmer. Donnie Pearson says Hemmer. Pat B says Hemmer. Okay.
I just was not expecting a TNG situation where we're gonna have like revolving door of new chief engineers. Just like
good knowledge.
Yeah. So it was just totally crazy.
I'm hoping that they're not going to rush to bring in Scotty. I would have liked them to take a little bit more time before he gets to the ship. That's why Hemmer was refreshing, in my opinion. Yeah.
I'm just not that interested in them. Obviously I love Ethan Peck, but I don't know that I need more people being recast. Like
I'm
it
with
starts
you.
like stretching my belief too much. Like already it's like a little bit. I'm already not too happy about the new Kirk.
All right. So Anne-Marie, we know you've got a checklist, but let me ask Melissa. We've got 3 things here to choose from. Do you want to talk about Strange New Worlds brilliantly reverses Star Trek's oldest trope, or Sonequa Martin Green talks lovely season 5 of Star Trek Discovery, or Star Trek kills off a hero because of Star Wars?
The trope.
All right. See, that I'm curious about that Star. I don't even understand that one.
I don't know that
Well,
one.
we could do that one too.
No, I didn't mean to
Either
change your
one.
mind.
I don't care. It doesn't matter. Whichever one you want.
Okay, so this one says, this is from, here it is, our good buddies over at Screen Rant. Red shirt crew. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Reverses Star Trek's oldest trope. Yeah, which is the red shirt thing. Because it says red shirt crew
But
members
how about
dying
is
is
a red
Star
shirt?
Trek's oldest trope and most famous trope. But Strange New Worlds brilliantly flips the script in episode 9. No, I don't think he was.
He was wearing a red shirt.
He was
what
a
about
red
the other
shirt,
guys?
but
Yeah,
but
the other 2 that
they're
died.
more talking about them thinking that the other 2 new people, first time we see them on the ship, we know they're going to die, but they're not wearing red shirts. So we assume Hummer is safe because he's got the red shirt on, but then they pull the rug out from under us. And ta-da, he dies too. So everybody of every color dies.
It's like a double okie doke. That was confusing. Yeah, that's true. He was a red shirt. But what were the other 2? There was
They were
a
new
white
guys that
shirt.
you meet as they're getting
Blue-
promoted, so they're
Lieutenant
obviously
Duke.
going to die too.
And one, I think he was a gold.
There's
Mm.
Lieutenant
Or
Duke,
something.
and the
Yeah,
other
Lieutenant
person
Duke
was
was
the,
command. Yep, gold.
and there was the other person who just finished their cadet training with
Yeah.
Uhura. I forget
Chia
her
or
name.
something like
Yeah, I
Chia.
think that's right. Yep.
Bummer. I was super into Duke.
Muhammad, yeah, come on. You were rooting for Duke, weren't you?
Hardcore. You were so cute. You wanted to like pinch his cheeks.
I like the name. I don't know about the character.
I knew he was gonna die as soon as they promoted him. I was like, oh, they're gonna kill him.
That was
That's
so
what Adam
Deep
said
Space
too, when he was
Nine.
watching my
Mhm.
son. Yeah.
I was
He like-
rooting for the blue alien.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he was cool. I liked that. I liked his weird
Yeah.
flaps. Those were cool.
Yes.
Very
It's
interesting.
crazy how quick
What was
those
it?
Gorn.
Buckley.
Go ahead.
Buckley. I'm sorry.
Buckley,
Yes.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
It's
Andre.
crazy how quick those. Oh no, no problem. It's crazy how quick those Gorn murked people. I mean, like the ensign, the cadet, she was gone within seconds, and then poor Duke got dragged off by something that's maybe this big.
Right?
Right.
That's
Oh,
like ant level
man.
strength.
Yeah, totally.
I used to have a dog named Duke, and he was
Aw.
really smart.
Oh,
Like,
Her neighbor used to have a dog named Duke too.
he was just
Is-
like unbelievably smart for just like a big shaggy mutt, but like he was around people his whole life. I think we got him when he was like 2 or 3. And actually, this isn't even interesting, but I thought it was really cool because right when we got him, we're like, Duke. And I just went like, Duke, go over there. And he just like walked over there and then looked at me for the next instruction. You're like, okay, now come back here. And you're like, does this dog understand what we're saying? But you know how dogs can kind of figure it out if, you know, they kind of like listen to inflection and see your hand motion and stuff. But anyway,
Was
my
that the
dog was
dog
maybe
that
smarter.
Ralphed in the car?
no. Which dog? No, that was Annabelle. Annabelle threw up in the car and she was savage. She was mostly a wolf though. She was pretty savage.
Oh.
can we get
Um,
more of Lan's dog, please? Because that little adorable dog
Yes.
stole the whole screen for me.
That little
Yeah.
Ewok.
So cute.
Oh my god, so cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
You want to go back to the Star Wars thing?
Oh, Star Wars thing. Okay, man, you're right. We have just too much
Okay, we
news this
also,
week.
in addition, have a Shatner thing and a Prodigy thing and one more.
You guys,
Disney
Anne Marie's
thing.
about to get pissed. She's like, I have this list here. Okay, so we're gonna fly through Star Wars
Okay.
so fast. that
Okay.
we're not, that it's going to be like, it's going to be faster than the Kessler run in 9 parsecs.
Oh my God.
Okay, because this is just confusing. This is from giantfreakingrobot.com.
Wait.
And
is it from Giant Freaking Robot or We Got This Covered? Both equally.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know. 5 seconds ago. Wait a minute. It says this was posted 5 seconds ago.
Exactly.
How is that possible?
This is quality.
I had it pulled up in a tab for like an hour. Okay. Or 2 hours.
Maybe it's when you opened it, that's when it was posted.
But that's what happens when you measure things in parsecs. That's not time. It's not a measurement of time. Anyway, although they
Blink
did
of the eye planet.
they did explain that in Solo, didn't they?
They did.
So
they did try to retcon that.
It's pretty cool. Okay, so it says Star Trek kills off a hero because of Star Wars.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's speculation. This site, I tend to really take everything as rumor.
Yeah, I don't even click their bait.
Well, we're about to find out because we are clicking the hell out of it right now.
Yeah, what does
Huge
it say? I'm
spoilers.
curious to see what it says.
Okay,
Prologue
it reads.
for $49.95.
It reads.
You just got mail like a virus.
I got a virus a few weeks ago. Still coughing from it.
Ooh.
Last week brought with it All Those Who Wander, the penultimate episode of Star Trek Strange New World's inaugural season. With it came a heartbreaking loss. Hemmer, the Enar chief engineer of the Enterprise, is forced to sacrifice himself to save his crewmates. Now, actor Bruce Horak, who plays Hemmer, has opened up to not only reveal that he knew going in to Strange New Worlds that he would die by the end of the season, but that the death was inspired by Star Wars. Interesting. Speaking to Nerdist, Bruce Horak said that he knew since day one that his character wouldn't survive the first season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. Quote, "They told me right off that they were setting Hemmer up to be the Obi-Wan Kenobi, basically to train Uhura to give her that final piece of advice." Horak is referring to what Hemmer tells Uhura before his death. The young cadet is set to leave the Enterprise for good, and Hemmer tells her, "Use the Force, Celia." No, he tells her, "Make a home for yourself among others, and you will find joy more often than sadness. And if you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you know." This presumably
they're gonna
will
make
be
me cry.
what inspires Uhura to remain on the Enterprise. Okay, that actually does make sense.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Good
I can see
job,
it.
Giant Freaking Robot.
See, Anne-Marie, and you are poo-pooing it
Making
so
fun.
hard. Now, what do you have to say?
So Obi-Wan did train Luke, but if Obi-Wan hadn't died, Luke still would have been
Exactly.
part of the, I mean, I don't feel like
Exactly.
that. I don't feel like the death was necessary
Yeah.
there for that to keep going.
Oh my god, what if every time you got inspired, you needed the person who inspired you to die?
No, because then you just started training with somebody else after. It's like, all right, fine, I'll train with Yoda now. You
Oh
know?
my gosh.
It's like,
It's like asking a lot of your mentors.
yeah.
I don't know if they didn't think we were going to get an emotional attachment to Hemmer, but I was vested. So I'm hoping that we get
Totally.
something. Yeah.
Totally. These Strange New World characters are just amazing.
All right,
Totally.
Anne-Marie, you've got some William. Okay, everybody at home, we just have to give you this caveat that Anne-Marie is still in love with a 90-something-year-old William Shatner. So anything William Shatner.
Love knows no age, Ryan.
That's very true.
Okay. After 18. So
Actually, with half plus 7, you're not eligible with him.
Gentlemen, shut up. Gentleman's rule doesn't apply for William Shatner and myself. Okay. So basically, there's a
What's the gentleman's
crowdfunded.
rule?
Oh, my Italian teacher in college taught us it. It's half your age plus 7 is the formula for like appropriate ages. I mean, it's just a joke, of course. Like everybody's appropriate if you're in love. Okay. Anyway, William Shatner has an upcoming documentary. So like obviously he's done a bunch of documentaries in the past,
Yes.
but this one is actually like biographical / autobiographical, which he's never agreed to do that before. So it's being crowdfunded, and it just got announced that they'll talk about it in actual Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
Wow.
It's a pretty big deal. Yeah, so that's
Right.
basically the news.
That is reported on by our good buddies at trekmovie.com. Wow, they're dropping a lot of stuff this week.
There's that's why I'm like,
William Shatner, the documentary. Today, Legion M. Oh, it's Legion M. Very
Yes.
cool. Good for them. Good for them. They've been working hard at this for like 10 years, it seems like. And Exhibit A Pictures announced a new documentary directed by Alexander O. Philippe, all about William Shatner. According to the announcement for the documentary, William Shatner takes off the countless masks he's worn throughout his storied career to reveal the man behind one of the most recognizable faces in the world, the face of Michael Myers, everybody knows. Actually, I added that part, but it is true, right? He was the face of Michael Myers in Halloween. When they said takes off his countless masks, made me think of that. That's really interesting.
so like the other really interesting thing is, obviously I went back and looked up this production company and the guy who's directing it. So he has done some big documentaries already, like you mentioned, but one that's really interesting that I missed on my like Star Trek documentary radar is he did one about Klingon fans who are big Klingon fanatics. Like maybe 10 or 15 years ago. I'm not sure if anybody's seen that, but I need to figure out how to watch it because obviously they like interview Michael Dorn, but also people who cosplay Klingons who go to every convention. Sounds pretty amazing.
Nerds.
Yeah. Like, says the man who just talked about Lord of the Rings ad nauseum.
Well, yeah, but Lord of the Rings is the coolest.
Okay, moving on. Prodigy, I just have to say, is coming on Nickelodeon on this Friday, like live. How do you even say when things are on actual TV now?
Streaming.
It's not streaming. It's not streaming. It's like on the actual Nickelodeon channel. Airs.
Yeah,
airs.
Airing.
Oh, yeah, it's airing.
Like the olden days.
Friday, which it would be lovely if there was some merch out for the future. Like hopefully the kids who are going to be like converted come Friday. But yeah, this is the other thing I was going to mention. They are up to 9,646 followers. So they're almost at their 10,000 followers.
Oh.
Everybody listening, the Star Trek Prodigy writers is what she's talking about. Their Twitter page at Trek Prodigy Room has 9,646 followers. Go help them make it 10,000. This is based on a tweet from our good buddy Aaron J. Waltke at Good Aaron. He's a writer and producer on Star Trek Prodigy, and he tweets out, if you aren't following the hashtag Star Trek Prodigy Writers Room at Trek Prodigy Room yet, I highly recommend. They post updates on all Prodigy news, drop behind the scenes, and interact with Trekkies. Also, at Brothers Hageman promised the writers a pizza party if it hits 10,000 followers. What a deal. Go get them a pizza party.
Book it when you had to like read the books to get your free like personal fan Pizza Hut. So cute.
I just remember Columbia House.
So
cute. Columbia. RCA.
Yeah. All right. Did we meet
our quota? There was one other thing that like is still a little bit vague for Sonequa Martin Green. She did a few more articles lately, and
also trekmovie.com here.
Yeah, and I think it started at like the London premiere of Paramount Plus when she was doing interviews. But basically, they're obviously season 5 is reported to be lovely, of course. But at the end of the article, there's again this like little mention that Alex Kurtzman has like said a couple times now that there might be some sort of crossover within the Star Trek universe. So, I mean, we have a lot to like, I don't know what that could possibly be.
It says executive producer Alex Kurtzman has confirmed there is going to be a Star Trek universe crossover of some sort. So does that mean it's going to be Strange New Worlds again? Does that mean it's going to be Section 31 or Starfleet Academy, something new coming up? What do we got, you know?
Yeah, and also like, is that implying like 32nd Century Discovery and another show? Which I guess that could work then with the Academy.
What about the ship in Short Treks?
Which one?
The
one from the first season.
Calypso.
Calypso, yes, thank you.
Good call.
I love Calypso.
Maybe
Hopefully
that's
it won't be another holodeck thing like in the Enterprise finale. Hopefully it won't be that.
Yeah.
So do you
That's
guys remember
that's
in the
hilarious.
second episode of Strange New Worlds with the Mahatma, that thing, and the comet, and it changed the course from the planet?
Oh,
I heard some of the 32nd century music notes in some of the talk there.
Really?
So I'm wondering if there's a connection to Mahanit and something Michael Burnham's doing.
I don't know. Do you think Mahani wills it?
I think some time travel thing is going on. Mahanit, it could be Michael or something like that. I heard a couple of the same tone because we've talked about
That's
music before. I
brilliant.
pay attention to the music. Yeah, I heard some of
Good
the same
catch.
tones as
Wow.
the 32nd century. So I was like, yeah.
That's epic.
Good
That's
year.
no
Thank you.
accident if they did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
You about to say something,
Wow.
Elisa? Or
Um,
did you say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Mahoney works in mysterious ways.
Love it.
Yep.
Okay.
That's brilliant.
Okay. Wow, that would be a really good catch if you got
Wow.
that one.
Impressive.
Okay. Well, you guys, there's so much more news to talk about, but we have no more time for it, everybody.
Aw.
So we'll probably cover it on Friday after we talk about the most recent Orville episode on the Orville and Chill / Star Trek and Chill. That's on this channel on Friday. But before we get into any of that, you know what time it is. It is time for the Star Trek Day Trivia Day question of the day. Wait, trivia game. There's too many words there. Too many words for Tuesday.
You're good.
And thank you. The question is, what future Starfleet captain survived the Battle of Wolf 359? Is it A, Benjamin Sisko, B, Catherine Janeway? Is it C, Jonathan Archer, oh boy, or is it D, James T. Kirk? So before we give that answer, I know it's a toughie, everybody. It's a toughie. Give us your answer in the comments below. A is Sisko, B is Janeway, C is Archer, and D is Kirk. Who
B,
survived the Battle of Wolf 359? Notice they did not include Picard in that one.
Yeah, that would have been
Because
confusing.
he also did.
I think it's still
Um,
Kyle. It's Kyle. He becomes captain after that.
Eventually. So
Did you guys ever play Star Trek? Oh, go ahead.
Star Trek?
Star Trek Borg. So like that is a video game that fills in what happened during the Battle of Wolf 359 for and with Q. It's like if you go on YouTube and you type in Star Trek Borg storyline, you will get a whole story of Q getting involved with someone to help save their dad. It is amazing.
Wow.
It's
that's
happened in the
fun.
video games. Yeah.
Wow.
Fun. That's good stuff. So
Yep.
everybody, this is what's going on in the week. Yesterday, the Seventh Rule premiered our season 4 Deep Space Nine review special. We're doing those season review specials a little bit out of order, but we did 1, 2, 3, and now 4. So go check that out. That dropped yesterday on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. Then tomorrow, Falling Towers Watch the First podcast at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Falling Tower YouTube channel. We will be doing our review of Cheers. What? Cheers. You guys
Oh
remember
my gosh,
that one?
with Chief, that awkward time.
With Lila Shacker, the actress and writer Lila Shacker. So that will be a good time. Check that out if you remember watching Cheers or if you've never seen Cheers. Either way, did we like it? Did we hate it? We'll see. Then Thursday, 7th, what is that? The 7th? Yeah, July 7th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. The Seventh Rule will do our review of the final episode of Strange New World Season 1. So check that out at 6 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to be a fun one. Sirach and I are going to go hog wild talking about Strange New Worlds with friends, maybe. And then on Friday, everybody knows 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on this virtual TrekCon channel, we will be doing the Orville and Chill, which is a sister of Star Trek and Chill. But for now, we're doing the Orville and Chill and having our fun there. So join us live for that at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then lastly, at 9 a.m. on Sunday Pacific time. That is 12 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday. The seventh rule will release our first segment of, let me pull this up.
Chrysalis.
Oh boy, Chrysalis. Melissa Longo will be part of that discussion, and we have a great time. No spoilers, but it's fun as hell. All right, so the answer, of course, was, let me check to make sure. Yes, Benjamin Sisko. Everybody got that in the live chat.
Oh
Good
my
work,
gosh,
everybody.
gold stars, everybody.
Lastly, Melissa Longo, where can everybody find you should they choose to go online and you choose to be found?
On the internet at Melissa Longo. Woohoo.
Easy peasy.
Great
What
person
about
to follow. She posts great stuff.
Yes. Cute kitty pictures. Oh my God. Too many cute pictures.
This is great content in general too.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Mohammed Noor, what about you? Where can they find you?
On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Mafnoor, M like Mohammed, A, F like Frank, Noor, and like November, OOR, or on YouTube as Biotrekkie, BIOTREKKIE. And spoiler, tomorrow I have a new short Biotrekkie Explains video coming out about Siblicide and the Gorn.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh, I
when?
was just about to ask you when this was airing.
Yep.
When
Oh,
is it?
yes.
When
tomorrow,
is it?
tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It'll come out, but then you can
Wow.
watch it anytime after that.
I will
Very
check it
cool.
out. I can't wait.
It's short. It's very short. It's like 3 minutes, if that.
I'm listening.
Yeah, wasn't it
Okay.
inspired by Sabrina Wood Sci-Fi
It
Sisters?
was good knowledge. It was
Wow,
exact. She
cool.
posted on Facebook asking for it. I was like, I can make a short one.
I can't wait.
Very cool. Shout out to Sabrina Wood. Dr. Anne-Marie Siegel, where can people find you should you choose to be found? Does it have a 1 in it?
It does. Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel 1.
We should stress
All
that
right.
your "and" does not have an E. There's no
Oh
E.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Everybody, that's Ann as ANN SEGAL, the number 1 at Twitter or at that on
Anne-Marie
Twitter.
Siegel 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got the Marie in there too.
2 E's,
Okay.
not 3, basically. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Andre
I'll start saying
Cotman,
that.
the musician, where can people find you online should you choose to be found? And where do you post these awesome pictures?
You can find my Starship designs at artstation.com/sci-fi dre, SCIFIDRE. And I'm on Instagram at Saxmasta, SAXMASTAH. But I think I'm going to start like a sci-fi Dre Twitter handle too. So stay tuned.
Yes.
It's time.
Awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's time.
All right. And everybody can find me, here on Virtual TrekCon, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any of those things with Virtual TrekCon. Same thing with Falling Tower or the Seventh Rule, any kind of social media or YouTube on those. I'll be there wearing Lower Decks shirts and the like. I still don't have a Orville shirt. So
You still haven't tie-dyed your Strange New World shirt that we're all waiting to see.
Yes, I have. Thanks, Paramount Plus. I love it. Just like this one. All right, we got to run.
I forgot to show this shirt from Walking Art made by Melissa too. Just
awesome.
People see the cool work.
Chat pack.
Chat pack.
There it is, everybody. Go get that. WalkingArtMadeByMelissa.com. You can get your very own Chat Pack shirt or any of the many other cool shirts. I've got a Picard one that I'm pretty fond of. It keeps me warm at night in the summer. Wait. All right. Thank you all very much for joining us. David Gregory, One Trek Fan, JR Poole, DQ, Linda Anderegg, War Dogheim, Donnie Pearson. Who else do we got here? Melissa Longo is in the live chat as well. Always multitasking. Mohammed Noor multitasking. Just Rosie, Anne-Marie. And a very special thanks, Andre Cotman, for playing with us today. It's been awesome. Love talking with you, brother. We will hang out soon and watch the Orville together like we do.
Looking forward to it.
Have some good time, drinking some ginger beer. All right. Thank you all very much for joining us. We will see you next time. And until then, whenever you're looking for way too many articles crammed into 90 minutes, put it on the main viewer. Or where do I turn this thing off? There we go.